as the first thing when they have problems, you know. But how do you also try to bring about awareness for that and encouraging persons not to do that and to see the importance? I mean, I know that you have, like we discussed a while ago, your articles in the paper that you know, are very interesting. But have you ever thought of having like seminars where you can actually reach like a larger audience instead of just parents or a particular group, where you can actually really bring people together and, you know, inform them about the real importance of having insurances?
Yes. Well, we've done several things. I've had a pension seminar because it's my personal strive also to create more awareness for pension, because I think it's very important. Our government pensions are not enough to live from, so it's something that I try to prepare younger people for. The thing is, once again, when you're young, you don't really think that 60 is very close, you know, it seems very far away.
Right.
But again, the earlier you start, the better. So we did seminars for that. Also, I get invited sometimes to talk for groups of people at the Rotary. I talk about women and financial security. So I try to get the word out there. The Daily Herald is really helping with the articles. I get a lot of reactions on that. So that's very nice. And you asked me, do you create awareness? I hope. It always helps me when people tell me, hey, I like your articles, and I'm very happy that you know about it and you read them as well, because it encourages you to do it, because it's difficult sometimes too, and I'm sure you have that, you have your program, how to touch people sometimes, and I hope that I touch at least a couple of persons and create awareness as much as I can.
Yeah, because it's very important.
Yes.
So I wanted to know about the persons that actually now go out and seek clients for you. Are these persons actually employees of ANIA? How does that work? And what kind of training do they get to really prepare them to convince, you know, persons?
Yes. Well, we have several ways. Of course, anybody can step into ANIA, and we have our financial advisors there. We have several financial advisors that are employed with us and that also work on a personal approach. So they will sit with you and help you figure out your financial plan. Because like I say, insurance is very much tailor-made. The insurance that's right for you may not be right for me, because we have a different budget or we have a different family situation. Also, we have various agents in the market selling our products, our brokers, at the banks. So there are numerous of ways how you can reach us. And I think it's very important that you feel comfortable with the person that advises you. And our staff and also our agents have all an insurance background, so they know how to deal with financial situations and how to consult you in the best way.
So when you say you also have brokers, you're talking about, because I know ANIA as a entity, so there are other insurance companies that also sell the ANIA products?
It's not insurance companies, it's actually, they're called agents or brokers, and they're independent agents who represent even various insurance companies usually. And they're all over the island. I don't know if you really want me to name a few of them.
No, why
I don't want to
ask is
forget
because I'm wondering,
anybody.
like, you know, then how do they go about convincing one person to choose, for example, ANIA over Nagico? That's my thing, because if you have a broker, then they represent a number of insurance companies. That's basically what I wanted to know.
Yeah. That's why often people go through a broker, because a broker is able to compare, like you say, different insurance products, not only from one company, but also from various companies. So that gives you a little bit an objective opinion, because when you come into ANIA, of course, I'm going to advise you about the products that ANIA has to offer, which are, by the way, fantastic. But I think the way that the agents all are educated in insurance, you cannot be an insurance agent without an insurance background. You are licensed, and this is also controlled on a higher level, because you need to have the certifications to advise people. So I think anybody can rest assured that when you go to an insurance agency, that you're going to get a professional person to deal with you. And then it's all about how the contact is, and everybody has a different way of advising. I think the trust should be there, and yeah, there needs to be a click. So when you sit with me and I advise you, and you feel that the advice that I'm giving you is sound and you feel comfortable, you'll probably be more likely to take the product as well. I think one of the things that whenever, I mean, I've been working in insurance for several years, and people always think that I'm trying to sell them something. And I like to say that I'm advising, because I don't want to pressure anybody into buying an insurance policy that they don't need. But I do realize that insurance is a very important financial tool. And I think the next time that somebody calls you and would like to offer you a financial plan, take a moment to listen to them first, and don't immediately assume that they're trying to sell you something, because they actually might give you great advice that will help you in the future.
Once again, Myrtle, thanks so much for the information. We have to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up and, give our final thoughts on insurance. Stay tuned. We will be right back. Welcome back to A Better Place. So Myrtle, we're just about out of time, and we're just going to let you give your final words or, encouragement to persons to get insurance and, to learn more about financial management and financial planning. But before we do that, is there anything we haven't touched or talked about in insurance that you would like to talk about?
Insurance is such a broad term. Well, we really focused on life insurance today. I always like to say again, also think about pension. Life insurance can be used for pension as well. Very important. I like to create awareness for that, because it's really, really necessary. And you need to start when you're young. So I take it that you being young as well and giving an example to the public of St. Martin. I hope that also with being on this show that we can touch this group and motivate them to start thinking about their retirement as well, because it's really important to start at an early age.
Yeah, because I'm sure, like you said earlier, that government does provide a plan, but it might not be sufficient. So I think having that in mind, a lot of persons don't think of having a second insurance that will cater towards pension. So how does it really work then? Because I would think, well, they said what you get 70 to 75% of whatever you made throughout your life, and that's what you will get for pension. But how does it work then when you do a pension savings plan?
Well, the 70% that you mentioned, it's indeed the figure, but that's the ideal situation, because basically we say that with 70% of your last salary, when you reach the age of 60, you should be able to continue a similar lifestyle than you had previously. 70% is deemed sufficient, because probably you have a mortgage that is paid off, and you no longer have to pay rent. Your expenses in general become a little bit less, because maybe you're a little bit less active. So 70% is great. Government will not provide you with 70% of your last income. Right now, the 2012 is, I believe, about gross 856 guilders per month that you will receive if you have a full government pension. And I have some of my clients that tell me, hey, that's not enough to even pay my bills. So then you really need to think about how to supplement this income. And then a good way to do this is through a life insurance with a pension retirement savings goal. And that is something that you need to set up. And I would advise people that are listening to this, and if you know that besides government income, you're not really saving for retirement, you need to hurry up and visit the NEA office or one of our brokers or agents or your personal financial advisor to figure out how you're going to make up for your income gap when you're no longer capable of working.
Right. Okay, well, you see, we still managed to, touch on that topic. And now your final words. What would you like to share with the public before we close off today?
Well, I hope that I've touched once again on the fact that it's very, very important to have a financial plan for your future, for your savings goals, for your retirement goals. And insurance is a very important tool. So if you don't have a financial plan, I would like to say maybe this is the moment that you start thinking about creating one, and you can do this yourself or you visit your financial advisor. And I hope we will be able to assist you with the right insurance tools so that in your financial plan you will be able to reach your savings goals, because this is important.
And I would like to encourage you to continue doing the great works that you're doing, and much luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Angelique. I would like to thank you for your part and for allowing me to give this contribution during your show. And I think we both, as young St. Martiners, have a little bit the same goal, that we're both trying to create awareness.
Right.
And I really thank you for giving me this opportunity to do it through your program as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. And to you, the viewing audience, we would like to thank you also for having been a part of A Better Place. Stay tuned for our future programs. I am your host, Angelique Rameau.